I'm Vin.
I'm Sori.
And this is Omerta, Lamb of God for the big homie Hector. Somebody put down there where that line came from. There's a specific movie, one of Sori's favorite movies of all time, and the line starts, Hector!
Oh my gosh.
I'll be checking the comments section to see.
Check our socials, because this was kind of cool. So I found this. It says Holly Strong, hashtag Holly Strong.
Okay.
He was on the back of a card, so I was like, Holly Hawks, when I was out at Walmart.
Oh, okay.
I mean, there's a Shaw's bag in the back that's kind of trashy. But
shout out to Holly Hawks.
Yes, I put it on our socials. Shout out to Holly. If you haven't seen it, go look at that. Also, there's this, but let's just move forward. All right.
A lot of people have said that.
Don't say that. Why would you say that?
I'm just telling you the truth.
No, but you just took some... Okay, never mind.
If you, dear listener, would like your song reviewed, the process is very simple. $1 at the gate gets you in a Patreon. You get to join an alliance, the big homie Chris Cope. By the way, Chris, hit me up. I got some Madden to kill your ass on. So hit me up, Chris. So $1 at the gate gets you in a Patreon. You join an alliance, and that helps determine what songs we do. Or you can go with the 125, the filthy capitalist option. 125 gets you straight to the headline. You can do that on Patreon, or you can do that at PayPal, VillageXchange@gmail.com. You do that 3 times, you get knocked out of the $75 rate. Having said that, this is Lamb of God, and the name of this song is Omerta. I have no idea what that means, but I'm sure it's something pretty cool. And having said that, without further ado, let's go.
Whoever appeals to the law against his fellow man is either a fool or a coward. Whoever cannot take care of himself without that law is both. For a wounded man shall say to his assailant, if I live, I will kill you. If I die, you are forgiven.
Oh, that's some
Such is the
shit.
rule of honor.
Okay.
Broken the paradise.
lines were downright scary.
These guys on their gang. This is some gangster shit. Okay, so Omerta is. I'm watching this. Michael Francis.
Okay.
He was a gangster. He was a mafia guy. Like during the time of John Gotti, he did a thing with the gas. Omerta is basically like.
Oh yeah. Oh, that guy.
Yeah. The handsome guy. Omerta is like their code of like silence.
Oh.
Like don't say anything. So that last line, "Sing for me now," singing is another term that people use when they talk about snitching.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
He squealed like a pig. He sung.
Vincent A. Muhammad got me 14 years old, called by investigation, interrogation. No one sang like Pavarotti.
Yep.
Stop snitching.
Snitches get stitches. That's what they say.
Bitches end up in ditches. Okay. So
first of all,
so this is some gangster shit, bro. He's on this gangster shit right now.
6 feet under with no marker. That was like a really scary. Actually, that like claustrophobia just like gripped me at that part.
Randy's not playing with y'all. He's not playing with y'all at all. He's taking no prisoners. Holy moly, yeah, man. But I gotta say, that line has got to be the most gangster line of 2021 so far. If I live, I will kill you. If I die, you're forgiven. That's a brilliant line. Brilliant line.
It was a good line. I was actually thinking of this.
I had a friend who had that tattooed on his
he did?
on his left shoulder blade. Yeah.
I have to say, that's a good one.
That's some gangster shit.
That is really.
That guy was like, he was stone cold, man. He was
Such is the rule of honor. If I live, I will kill you. If I die, you are forgiven. Yeah, see, I'm not like that. Like, if I live, I'll kill you. If I die, you're not forgiven. Such is the rule of dishonor.
Well, I think what he means by "you're forgiven" is that he's not
going to be able to come back at him.
Around to kill him.
Yeah.
So you know.
Yeah, but I always feel like if I could come back as a ghost of some sort.
That's what they
torment people.
That's what they tell you, man. Like
I might do it. So don't.
Sometimes I'm like, man, people in the neighborhood were terrible role models for us. This guy came out with a gun. And I had never seen a gun before. I mean, I had seen a gun one other time by this point, but it wasn't in very good service. Well, anyway, he's like, yeah, niggas. He's running around. It was so weird because he's like, look, you guys get one. He's like, if you ever pull this shit, you better shoot somebody with this shit, nigga. He's like, don't do this shit for show, my nigga.
Yeah.
You see it? And I'm like, word. Me and my friend Marcus were like, yeah. Of course, now I'm looking at it like, well, what the fuck were you doing, man? You were showing it off. You weren't shooting anybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro.
He's dropping that knowledge, I guess.
Yeah, he was a guy. But, like, you know, whatever. But anyway, yeah, man, it's interesting, right? Because obviously where I came up, we never talked to the police. Like, it never even crossed our minds to talk to law enforcement. Like, if something happened to us, like something happened, like one of our friends got jumped, or I got jumped, or we did something to other people. Like, nobody even thought, like,
it's so true.
Nobody ever thought, like, oh, people are gonna call the cops about this.
I came across a conversation you and I had a while back. Vinny was playing a joke on me. And, like, I thought I was, like, getting contacted by some stalker.
Yeah. Because I had just got the new phone, the new number.
Yeah, I was really scared.
Yeah.
And he was, like, telling me everything that was around me. It was the scariest thing. And I was about to call the cops. You were so offended that I was about to call the cops in that situation.
I was like, why wouldn't you call me? Like, if you thought some dude was, like, by your house, because we weren't together. Like, if you thought some dude was by your house, like... I'll go over there and call me. No, I was going to call the cops. You should call your dad or something like that.
We're going to have to clip this up.
Why?
You're putting too much details out.
Why? I don't think I put too much details out.
Oh. I was being vague.
Well, okay. Well, we're just going to keep talking because now we can't just release it as is. We're going to have to go and edit it, so we might as well just keep going. I mean, I don't really care. It matters? I mean, it doesn't matter to me. I don't care.
Oh, okay. All right, well, carry on then.
Yeah, Doesn't matter to me.
So I didn't call him. I was gonna call other people. But the thing is, you were at your house. You had your kids. So I'm like, he can't just hop in the car and come over here. And if there was some dangerous situation, obviously didn't want your kids in the car. Or
I would not have taken my kids in the car in that situation.
right, and they were too little.
No, they weren't.
Well, in my opinion, they were too little to be left
Dorian
alone.
was 12.
He's 12?
He's 12.
Yeah, I know, but I never saw them as that they should be left alone. Yeah, you're right. You could have just left them, but I didn't factor that in.
Safer alone than with certain people in their family.
I know, it's so true. But I didn't realize that, and so, I mean, now you would be my first phone call.
I'm like, the cops? You were going to call the cops?
You legit were so upset with me about that. It was It was like I called the opposite team. Like,
yeah. I mean,
how could you call my enemy to protect you?
Some of that is just.
I felt like it was like once I got more of an understanding, I felt like it was just it's like a New York code. Like, why would you involve the cops in that?
Some of that is just ignorance on my part. I mean, honestly, like that's what's supposed to happen. You're in a situation like that. Somebody's in that situation. That's what you're supposed to do. But the other thing is, I saw like bad situations happen in my household. Police got called, and then nothing happened. See, that's the other side of it. There's a lot of shit that went down, and the police got involved. And I've never seen the police do what was necessary in that particular situation. So, which is what led to me holding a gun for the first time in my life. I was like 9, 10 years old. So for me, like, A, I'm like, man, cops don't do anything. And B, obviously, once I hit New York City, holy shit, everything was... I was extremely naive. I'm like, yo, this guy's smoking, like, right on the train. Like, holy shit, he's smoking on the train. And, I wasn't raised in a situation where, like, I wasn't raised like most ghetto people, like, oh, don't talk to police. Like, I wasn't raised that way.
Okay.
My mother was like a very big, like...
But you just got that from seeing situations play out.
I saw one situation in which my mother literally got the life almost beat out of her, and she had a pretty sure she had a compound fracture. And because the people had some sort of relationship with the police, she ended up in the jail and not the person who assaulted her. So
yeah,
I have like so many like those little situations where I'm like, man, so I didn't come up with like a distrust of the cops. I just didn't think that they, had the competency to do anything.
Well,
you know what I'm saying? Like, they were just like incompetent to me.
Well, yeah, and I can see why you would say that, because even like different situations around here, like there was this gang of kids that was going around. They were terrorizing a bunch of people. They were threatening this gay kid. I felt so bad for him. Like, they were picking on him incessantly, and they were just being very mean. Like, it was horrible. And so it was like, but the cops really couldn't do anything. Like, the cops, like, show up, and they'd be like, yeah. They'd, like, ask questions and then leave. Like, there was nothing that actually, Which,
of course, like, the police, like, they can't just... Like, if you're there...
What can they do?
Right, if you're there, you know who the bad people are in the neighborhood or who's not, and you know what people did. But the cops have to function by a rule of law. They can't just go, oh, okay, this is
right.
Whatever.
And it's not like those kids are going to... See, if you drive by, they'll continue on picking on him because, you know what I mean? Like, they don't know who we are. But if a cop drives up, they're going to stop, and it's not going to be even...
Yeah, and I didn't get...
I don't even think they'd stop
I didn't
them from
figure out
picking
the
on somebody.
situation until, Dorian got involved, because there was a whole gang of these dudes. And a lot of it was, like, in my opinion, these are kids who didn't understand... They didn't know how to deal with Corona. Because they were all out of school, and it's like they had nothing to do, and all their extracurriculars got canceled too. And usually when a kid is not in school, they're doing some sports type of thing. A big chunk of them are. These kids didn't know what to do, so they get all this excess energy, and so, hey, let's pick on the gay kid. Obviously, gay kids don't do well in black communities. And Dorian stuck by this kid, and Dorian, who's usually pretty big on his appearance and how people think and popular opinion, like, all the stuff that happens. Dorian's a good-looking kid, and I'm convinced the kid has a crush on Dorian. I'm sure.
I think so too.
But Dorian didn't care about any of that shit, man. He went out and he handled his business. He did.
Which is surprising.
He did what he was taught to do.
I was extremely surprised because we let our kids form their own opinions. We encourage them in certain directions, but we let them think for themselves. And he had his own opinion that was different than ours about people within that community.
Well, that's ironic because he's still pretty homophobic in my opinion.
Yes. Not as bad, but he still is, yeah.
That kid
so I was
definitely
extremely surprised
Yeah.
that he even, he'll check up on that kid. The kid gave him, a ring as, a little
ring.
gift, and he wears it all the time.
That shit
Almost
is gay as hell,
friggin'
too,
broke
bro.
our dryer trying to get it out of the lint tray.
That shit is gay as hell, that thing.
But
he doesn't care. He's going to wear it. He doesn't care.
I know.
So, yeah. So,
It was surprising.
but,
Apparently some girls talked to him a little bit today. So
who, Dorian?
he's pretty excited about that. He's like, I may go outside and flirt a little bit.
He's going to wreck shop.
like,
he's
oh,
gonna
no.
He's going to wreck shop this spring.
It's not. I mean, he's 15.
All we need,
it's not like he's a baby.
All we need now is him to go one time out there without a shirt. It's a wrap.
You know what he said that was surprising?
Oh, it's so
Oh, I know, and he already does
hot
it. He
out
pulls
here.
his this is a little abs showing. He said that he actually prefers wintertime because he thinks that girls dressed up in winter gear is so much cuter than summer gear. That kind of surprised me, but he likes the little parkas and their little boots.
That's
I thought it was cute.
That's about to end. That's gonna end, I'm sure, by the end of the summer.
Oh
no!
Anyway.
Yeah, man. He handled his business. He took care of business. We didn't call the police. Somebody called the police. An officer, pork chop or whatever, was saying whatever he was saying, and he's like, blah blah blah. And I said, it was a gay kid, and then his mom, his grandmother, stuff going on at home. That's the other thing. That's the thing that bothered me, is stuff going on at the kid's house, and he had to live with his grandmother for.
They took his keys to get into his home.
Yeah, those kids were just really
just
terrible.
Mean.
So I went over there and I talked to him. And,
yeah.
I said, do that shit again, my son's fucking you up. Dwayne was like, yeah, nigga, I'm fucking you up.
I would have totally disagreed with that years ago. I mean, still from a Bible perspective, from a Christian perspective, you did the wrong thing there.
Nah, bro.
No, you're supposed to turn the other cheek.
Because you're supposed to turn the other cheek for personal attacks, but you're supposed to get in between the assailant and the innocent person.
So Jesus would have said that?
Well,
Jesus would have said, listen.
Jesus put an entire
Roman.
Roman.
Fuck you up if you do this again.
He did. He said the Romans are going to come in and destroy those murderers and burn their city.
That's
Read Matthew
Jesus.
25.
You Jesus? No, you're not.
You asked me. You compared me to Jesus. You said,
no.
would Jesus? You said, would Jesus do it?
I don't believe it.
And
Jesus
I said,
told his son
yeah. Jesus did do that. He said, I'm going to send my soldiers and they're going to kill those murderers and burn their city.
You always have some answer.
You asked me a question. I'm giving you the answer. You just can't kill people. You're not supposed to kill people. But,
Well, then I should have slapped that girl in the face.
And the other thing, no, you shouldn't have. I'm glad you didn't. The other thing is he, sometimes just the projection of strength creates a peaceful environment.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
So
yes.
So it's like somebody has a knife.
We know certain people that got very docile.
Yeah, you pussy. Talking all that shit to women. Acting all tough around females.
And then I show up,
you have a motherfucking thing to say. Because you a bitch. I slap shit out of you. You know that. All right. So, I'm not in a good mood today. So, yeah, sometimes, when you project, somebody's bringing a knife, somebody brings a knife, right? And you pull out a gun. Mm-hmm. He doesn't know I have no intention of killing him. Mm-hmm. He don't know that. So, he's going to, you know what I'm saying? So, I came out there projected a certain type of strength. But, Dorian is not that type of guy. Mm-hmm. Dorian's not one of these on command, go punch that guy. He's not that guy.
Johan, though.
Johan is that guy. Dorian is not that guy.
I said I
Dorian
let the kids go.
Dorian was like, oh, you gonna find him? He's like, let's go, father. All right, father. He's like, let's go. Come on. We're gonna confront this evil.
Yes, I feel like Dorian is principled. This is what you should do in a situation.
Yeah.
Johan's like, yeah, here's an opportunity. I told him, I said, you know what? I'm gonna start using people to their strengths. So with today, I let them go to the park. And I said they wanted to bring little Ryan with them. I'm like, you can go. I'm like, Johan, you're in charge of making sure people stay 6 feet away. If they come too close, you say something. Because I'm like, he's the one that more everybody else feels embarrassed and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. Johan, he doesn't care. He didn't care.
So I said, you go out in that sloppy shirt, even though you know your mother doesn't like it. You're not embarrassed. And you're not embarrassed to tell them to get 6 feet away either. He's like, matter of fact, I'll tell them. He said, matter of fact, I'll tell them, stay 12 feet away. If you come any closer, if you come 6 feet closer, I'll put you 6 feet under. I said, stop it.
I will say this about Johan.
Quick little mind.
Johan, like, when we were out there,
Johan's 12.
Talking to those boys, I said, look, all you guys are young enough to be my sons. So, just get along and do your best. You got to respect each other. And then, they were like, even him, like the gay kid. I was like, especially him. Like that kid, like, he's in our family. So Dorian's gonna treat that like he went after his brother. Mm-hmm. So, I said, the big thing is like we have to just respect each other. Some of those guys are Somali, they're Muslim. Mm-hmm. I'm like, you don't have to agree with them. You don't have to think that it's the right thing. Blah blah blah. But you were gonna respect everybody in this neighborhood. Mm-hmm. And there were people watching outside, and they're like, "Yay, good job!" Blah blah blah. So that's a situation which the neighborhood took care of itself. Like, right. The police really couldn't do anything.
Right.
And, like, that was kind of like, there's a good application of that to where it's like, people can police themselves. Like, when I used to manage, I used to tell the people that work for me, I'm like, when I was in your position, I never went to operations. I took care of everything myself. Mm-hmm. Like and if I had a conflict with a teammate, I took care of it myself. Mm-hmm. We took care of it ourselves. Like, I should not get brought, like, if it gets to the point where it gets escalated to me, then there was a failure somewhere. Mm-hmm. So I think, like, as far as how, especially black communities, how you relate to the police, in the 50s and 60s, there was a lot of self-policing. Mm-hmm. And then from mid-70s into the early 2000s, the black male figure was excised from the black community for obvious reasons. And so then two kinds of people filled that vacuum. One was the drug dealer, gangbanger, ignorant motherfucker. And the other one was a police officer. Mm-hmm. And both of them did not have the best interests of the neighborhood as a whole at heart. So I think there's a good Omerta principle and a bad Omerta principle. Like, I think the way that we handled the bully situation is the proper way to do it. Like, I didn't call the police. Mm-hmm. Like, I wouldn't handle it myself. And somebody told the cop, like, the cop was like, basically, I can't do anything unless there's bodily harm or something like that, whatever. And somebody told the cop, they said, officer, if there's bodily harm, nobody's going to call you. And he kind of looked at us and he was like, so, like, there's a good application of that, but I also think there's obviously a bad, corrupted application of that, which I'm obviously not out of yet. Like, you should have called the police if you really thought you were in danger. You shouldn't have called me. You should call the police. But to this moment, I would probably be very upset with you if you called the police instead of calling me. I mean, you could call the police after you call me. Because they should be there. Boom, 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 pick your mans up. Anyway, good song. I liked it.
It went rough at some points.
Look,
that was fun.
Everybody that knows me knows that, like, I decry violence. I'm against violence. I'm not for it. So everybody that knows me knows that. Mm-hmm. So don't get all weird in the comment section. It's just, don't threaten my wife or my daughters either. Because I'm just a human being. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. As is everybody else. But I think it's just
Why do you think they kept using that language that was like Jesus? Like tongues of men and angels bought by a beloved betrayer, 30 pieces of silver.
I think probably what happened was he had a friend that betrayed him and began, talking shit about him.
Yikes. Yeah.
It says right there, you've been talking, I've been all ears.
Yeah.
Tongues of men and angels bought by a beloved.
Meaning he caught wind of him talking.
Yeah.
That's scary. Okay.
The
Yeah,
thing
that
is,
makes sense.
the thing that people don't realize is that the world has 8 billion people, but people click up in very small networks. So if you say something behind, like there's people all the time, like people who are friends of mine on this channel that like will talk shit about you behind your back. It always comes back to you.
I know.
It's like,
We just don't say anything to you about it, but we know.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say anything about it because like my principle. I'm just not, like it's like good. I know how to categorize that person.
Yeah.
That's very important to me. Like categorizing people is very important. So, and the thing is like people, if you. It is not wrong to have a problem with your friend, and it's not uncommon to have a problem. Like, you're my best friend. We have hundreds of problems with each other. Like, that's not wrong. It's not even wrong to say, I'm in this situation with this person. How do I confront it? But, like, it's completely unmanly, in my opinion, to just bitch about another dude. And, like, you've got access to them, and you don't just confront the situation yourself. That's just... But my thing is like people take that shit so personal, like, oh, I'm never gonna talk to that person again, blah blah blah. It's like, no, I'll still talk to them. You just have to know who you're dealing with. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just have to understand, like, this is a guy, this is a low character guy. He's very, he's not very, whatever. Or this is a low character girl, like she. But that doesn't mean you can't enjoy their company.
Right.
Like, I don't feel that
was a low character move you did.
Yeah. You're a bitch. But the thing is that, like, that's a different category though. Like, that doesn't mean you cannot enjoy time with them or even do things with them or whatever. Like, it just means that you're just not going to be a very close friend with them.
Right.
But you don't have to be very close. But see, what happens is, like, he obviously got betrayed by somebody who he was close, he felt was close to him, and, and now he wants some sort of revenge. Words meant to dwell in darkness shall never see the light of day. Words can be broken and so can bones.
That was...
Mouthful of dirt, your name is removed from the registry. St. Peter greets with empty eyes and turns and locks the gate. Yeah, there's a lot of religious imagery here, actually.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It'd be really scary if you did something like this, like, and you talked and you, like, regretted it after, and your days are numbered. They're coming for you. And they're not going to just kill you nice and sweet either.
Well, I didn't get that from the St. Peter thing.
Well, no, I think that
I
means
got
when
it.
you die, because they're coming for him.
I think he's saying when you die. Well, it could be
when you die, because we're going to kill you.
Well, it says execute the mandate.
Right.
Mouthful of dirt. So they killed him, and then he gets.
They put him in an unmarked grave.
Then he goes up there to St. Peter, and St. Peter's
I'm not sure why that grips me so.
St. Peter's got empty eyes because, like, St. Peter's like, yo, you're not on the registry,
right?
Bro.
And he turns and locks the gate.
That's like that the registry. That's really interesting because those are all biblical metaphors.
I know.
The book of life, because you had a log of who was in the city.
Look at that. I am the result.
Of what's better left unspoken.
Violence begins to mend what was broken. Violence begins to mend what was broken.
Yeah.
They kill him, and that fixes the problem.
Well,
You've been talking, I've been all ears.
It doesn't fix the problem.
No, but they think it does, and
that's
creepy.
Yeah, killing the person, believe me, killing the person does not solve the problem. So, killing someone very rarely solves any problem. It just makes it so that person cannot change. They get frozen in that particular bad deed that they did. So it doesn't solve anything. But until that happens, people don't realize that it didn't solve anything. You see what I'm saying? So it's one of those things where you have to be on the other side of it.
Yeah.
Where you go, oh shit, that didn't solve anything. Look, these motherfuckers are still blowing people up all over the place. Like killing so and so didn't stop that.
Yeah.
People still doing that shit.
Yeah.
But I had a friend, and he used to say to me, Vincent, some people just need killing. That's what he'd say. That was his philosophy. Some people need killing. And hey, shout out to Tennessee. Yeah, man. Yeah, this song is like, See, if hip hop heads were a little bit more open minded, like
they'd appreciate this one.
This would be the song that they play. You know, like this is the joint, right? Because there's nothing on the hip hop side that is as gangster as this song. Like this is a song for
I'm not
gangsters.
joking when I say that part grips me. I don't fake to you guys like
which part?
That part, the unmarked grave, is so claustrophobic to me.
Is it the last one right
6 feet under with no marker.
A slip of the tongue, a slit of the throat. Keep my name from your mouth forever.
You know, I said that to somebody one time.
Well, keep my name
Look,
in your mouth.
Do what you gotta do, but keep my name and the name of my family out of your mouth. And that was a very good feeling.
Who you say that to?
You know.
The person we were just talking to?
No.
No, I don't remember. Who are you talking about? Shout out.
You're bad. You're in a rare mood. All right. Anyway,
I am.
This one is a 9.6. No, 9.5.
This is just some. This is. They need to come up with a new genre. This is gangster metal.
Oh yeah, gangster metal.
This is some gangster shit.
I'll add that.
Gangster shit.
You know we have remember the list where on our YouTube channel we've got all the stuff lifted up and you're like bog metal
playlist.
No, not the playlist. The thing that talks about like what we do. And we're like,
then
you added like some extras, and people were like, "Bog metal? What's bog metal?"
Bog metal.
I'll have to add that gangsta metal.
We gotta add gangsta metal in there. We gotta throw gang signs up for the for the screen cap. All that jazz. I'm gonna be playing that at the gym tomorrow when I'm hitting my weights.
There you go.
Hey, if you see your brother in the gym, say what's up, say hi, thank you. Just don't talk to me for 50 minutes, okay? Because I'm like really, really like focused.
Yep.
I love you though.
Don't say any names.
I'll take a pic with you. I'll take a selfie. I'll do anything with you. Just let your brother work. Just let me work, bro.
And your sister.
Just let me work. Don't even talk to her. Don't talk to her. Unless I'm around. Having said that, dear listener, yeah. Like that little skinny dude. Like, what the fuck are you talking to him for? What are you talking to him for?
I love the look in your eyes.
She was by the little squat machine. This motherfucker, he would just like post it up there. I was like, this is fucking convenient.
I know, but that's why I said I'll wait till you're done your set, then I'll do mine so you can like watch your form. But it was actually not that I wanted him to watch his form. I just didn't want him to watch mine.
And she has a very nice form, especially in the gym. Then out.
Sorry, out.
Gone.